don't know. You seem like you private, and then you seem like
I am private because I have like a fear of like sharing too much and people getting into your business.
Guys, hello, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Guys, I am Geneva. This is Geneva in General, and I'm feeling really good, okay? It's Friday. I ain't gonna lie, today was stressful at work. You guys, if you see my previous video on Malaysia for Wiley, yes, I'm active duty Air Force, okay, for 1 more month. And my master sergeant had me, along with the other shift leader and staff sergeant, stay after work an hour late because the airman below us was just acting stupid. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I had me a little bit of wine. I just ate me a Caesar chicken salad from Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm feeling good, okay? And I want this to make this to be a more lighthearted video, but a more informative video, okay? People were attacking me about less than 2 weeks ago. I criticized Angel Reese as like anybody else, okay? I didn't even really criticize her. I gave my opinion. I said, like, you know what? You need to protect your brand, okay? And I'm gonna still keep saying that. She needs to protect her brand, okay? And just be very careful on who she deals with, both publicly and privately. People did not everyone, but some people did agree with me. But there were some people who were upset when I expressed my opinion that, you know, it's not a good look to invite a rapper such as the Baby, okay, onto her podcast again. He literally cold clock punched a young black woman. She was a fan of his at one of his shows. It was at one of his concerts. He cold clock punched her in the face, okay, because she kind of like tried to get on stage. She tried to touch him or something. It was still unnecessary. And I'm like, why would Angel Reese, a young black woman, why would she even want to be in the vicinity, let alone an enclosed space at her own podcast with a man such as that, okay? And again, I also criticized the fact that she had what I call professional baby moms, okay, on her podcast. And the last episode before this episode, I'm gonna talk about more. She had not the baby, but Lil Baby, okay, Atlanta rapper's baby mama, Jada Wada, and her friend, okay, who used to date the rapper Future, freaking Des Dior, okay, pretty girls, but it's like, you know, it was a very vague conversation. It was just like very airheaded conversation. I'm sorry, okay. I felt this way for years. I said the same thing. Black people, again, it's the same. Black people, we have not had a serious conversation since the civil rights movement. Anytime you get a lot of black people, like 90% on a podcast, 90% of the time, the conversation is about dating and mating, who should pay the water bill, you know, should the man pay the gas bill? It's like, I'm tired of it. You know, it's just very shallow conversations that do not get us anywhere as black people, black men, black women. It just further frustrates us and causes a further divide, you know, when it comes to us dating and mating and trying to marry and build a strong black family. And, you know, I have like the likes of people such as O'Shea Duke Jackson, okay, which again, like, he's very controversial. He low-key like be making like what black women bashing videos. And he literally, like, people were screen recording my video and agreeing with me. Like, black men on YouTube, okay, were screen recording that video of me like giving out suggestions of who she should have, you know, rather on her podcast. And they were literally like, you know, agreeing with me and, you know, keep up the good work. I'm like, whoa, who are you? Like, why? I didn't even know like how to screen record people's videos. Cause I'm like, can you do that? But all in all, like Angel Reese said, again, she cussed us out. She said, y'all, I'm going to, you know, choose who I want to choose to interview on my podcast. It's my podcast. I'm like, you know what? She's right. She's grown. She'll be 23 this upcoming May. Again, she's my Taurus twin. So, you know, against my advice, okay, I forbid her to do this, but she has decided to bring on none other than Chrisean Rock, okay, to be the latest guest on her Unapologetically Angel podcast. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is exactly how I listened to the podcast last night. Again, in my latest video last night that I had posted, I told y'all, like, you know, I was sore. It was leg day for me yesterday in the gym. I'm still sore. I might take another bubble bath, okay, while she gives me some wine. But I took a bubble bath, okay, and I listened to her podcast. It was a 40-minute podcast. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to just relax on this Epsom salt, soak it up, okay, allow my muscles to relax, and I'm gonna just listen to this podcast. Oh my God. It was so, okay, first of all, this is how I'll describe my personality, okay? If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe, okay? It helps a lot. And support your troops, okay? I'm still active duty Air Force. But I would like to describe myself as a person. I don't like small talk, okay? I like to get into the nitty and gritty of things. I'm very much like, you know, I can be, you know, shallow, have like a shallow conversation. Hello, Geneva, you know, oh, the weather has been nice, okay? It snowed last Saturday here in New Mexico. Today it was 87 degrees. Okay, that's just how crazy. Okay, I can talk to people in a very, you know, like shallow, not very in-depth conversation. But me personally, I prefer very deep, very thought-provoking conversations. I'm talking about music, sports, the universe. If people are not offended, you know, politics, sex, romance, dating, you know, conspiracies about, Black people in America, everything that we've been through, the future, what we need to do, in order to get ourselves out of the current situation that we find ourselves in. I like to talk about, outer space. I like to talk about astrology. And do you believe in aliens? I believe in aliens. Okay, the fact that we know more about outer space than we do our oceans here on Earth. Did you guys know that octopus or octopi, however you want to call it, they could low key, they have low key been categorized as an alien. Okay, they're not they're not natural to our Earth. Okay, they're foreign. Okay, because like the way like the species is, like the tentacles and everything, it's like they're really not like an earthly being, pretty much. Okay, like to me that's fascinating. I like to talk about the supernatural things. Okay, I don't believe in ghosts and like all that. Maybe I should. Again, we can talk about it. Witches, witchcraft, spells, things like such as this nature. But again, like I just do not prefer shallow depth conversations and small talk. I was listening to it again here on YouTube for free. Last night when I was late at night, okay, after I came home from work, I worked out. I was soaking in the bathtub in some Epsom salt. I was listening to Reese interview Chrisean Rock, and it was a snooze fest. Again, guys, I gotta keep it real with you, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Again, it was still, it started off as like, very shallow. Hey, what you been up to? Yeah, how's your dating life? Oh, I try to keep it private. Angel Reese, if you guys don't know, she's dating someone, a special someone. He decked her out in Louis V and everything on Valentine's Day. She'll post the gifts and cards, but she won't post him. And I love that for her. Again, stay private, Angel. Keep your man private, okay? As soon as you pop out with these men in public, they want to embarrass you, okay? I'm not with it, okay? But then, they talk about, Chrisean Rock said, like, she hasn't celebrated her birthday in the past 2 years. She just turned 27 back in March. Angel just was like, you were very quiet about it. But then they started talking about, her son. Now, again, I won't post him, but if you guys don't know, Chrisean Rock had a baby with rapper Blueface, the worst rapper, in my opinion. He can't find the beat. He be rapping against the beat. I don't like that. I don't like it at all, okay? It's not pleasing to God. But she has a son with him. And people are speculating that he is suffering from FAS, which stands for fetal alcohol syndrome. Again, I'm not going to post the videos and everything. I don't want to, post somebody's child. It's not, without their consent. But pretty much it was videos of her on live on Instagram, smoking that smoke and drinking that drink while she was pregnant with her son, who was a junior, Chrisean Jr. She named him after herself. In these comments, guys, if you go onto YouTube, okay, under Angel Reese's Unapologetically podcast here on YouTube for free, if you click on the video when she interviews this woman, everybody in the comments are dragging her. Mainly Chrisean Rock, but also Angel Reese for interviewing her. They got, I'm sorry, but it's not funny like him, the situation, but like the comments, okay? They got hashtag save junior, hashtag help junior. It's like, it's a mess, okay? They said, again, like in this interview, Angel Reese was like, do you want to have more kids? And freaking Chrisean Rock said, yes, I want to have 12 total. The people in the comments said, imagine Rock having 11 more kids. They said, why would you want to have more kids when you don't even take care of the first one that you have properly? Again, people are not playing with neither one of them in these comments. Somebody had the nerve to say, Angel, why don't you interview Casey Anthony next? Now, you guys should be old enough, okay? I look at my analytics on YouTube. I view my viewers. It's like the majority of people who watch me are like 35 plus. Okay, they're older than me. You know who Casey Anthony is. If you guys don't know, white woman from Florida. She beat the case, but we all know what's up. She allegedly unalived her daughter and buried her and got away with it. She drowned her. People are like, you know what? They are likening Chrisean Rock to freaking Casey Anthony, saying like, you know what? She took her daughter out of this world. They said Chrisean Rock has just done so much damage to her son. They have likened this woman to Chrisean Rock to freaking Casey Anthony. People got, hashtag justice for junior. Somebody said she really ain't got no emotion. Chrisean, real life slow. She can barely answer a question. Shake my head, poor girl. Says the comments on again, guys. If you want to laugh on this Friday, if you had, a long work week, a long work day, such as myself, okay, get you a glass of wine. I say some Joshua tree. I forgot the name of the wine. Get you some Joshua. I'm just call it the Joshua wine. Have you a sip of that Pinot Noir, and just look at the comments. I'm telling you, I promise you, you're gonna have a laugh. Again, she claims that she's celibate. She's waiting on a godly man. She said that she will not have, sex or intimacy with a man until that man is her husband. I applaud her. But again, it's like, people can change their lives again. They can do all types of things. I'm for it. If you want to find God, your faith in your deity, But it's like the damage has allegedly been done to her son. And it's like there was absolutely no accountability. There was like, Angel, you're going really, very, kid gloves. You're going very soft with her. It's like, why not hold someone accountable? We all know what she allegedly has done to, bring great harm to her son when he was just an infant in her womb. What's crazy to me is that, again, guys, they have that Baltimore connection. Again, I always say, like, you always have some sort of connection, some sort of bond when you meet another individual. They can be a complete stranger from you, but once you find out that they're from the same city as you, okay, they're from the same state, but more specifically, the same city, okay, it's a bond there. Both Chrisean Rock and Angel Reese are from Baltimore, Maryland. I ain't gonna lie, in the beginning of this video, when Angel was talking to Chrisean Rock, a little bit of that Baltimore accent kind of came out of Angel Reese. It's like the way they pronounce it, twos and yous, like you know what I'm talking about? It's almost like they could almost be British, okay? I kind of like it. It's very unique, mid-Atlantic, East Coast slang, but it's kind of like mixed with like Northern Southern, but like Great Britain. It's odd, okay? I ain't gonna lie. I've noticed a lot of black people from Baltimore sound like that. I have some friends in real life who are from Baltimore. Here in the military, like one of my friends, she's a staff sergeant back in Eglin. Shout out to her. I ain't gonna say her name. She's from Baltimore, but I noticed like sometimes when she pronounces her O's and U's and U's, specifically when she's using like emotion, that Baltimore accent comes out. It comes right on out. Now, Michael Phelps, he's a white man. He's from Baltimore. I don't really hear with him. This really cool guy. He's real cool. White dude from Baltimore. He got a black girlfriend. He about to marry her. She's gorgeous. He cool as the other side of the pillow. He from Baltimore. I don't hear from him either. I know some black Baltimoreans. I think that's how you pronounce it, how you call them. A lot of black people from Baltimore, they have that very unique accent where like the way they pronounce it, O's and twos. Okay, like I say two. Okay, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. They'll say two. Like it almost sounds British to me. Again, people are not happy, and I forewarned Angel about this. Again, I'm gonna just leave it like this. Okay, she can have a balance. Okay, fine. If you want to, interview degenerates and baby moms and men that abuse black women, fine. It's your world. We live in it, Angel. Again, it's your podcast, rather. But just a little bit of a balance. Again, like why not the next host be Sha'Carri Richardson? The Sha'Carri Richardson. I want to see some more track girls. Again, I'm a track girly myself. Okay, I ran track as a kid. I still enjoy the sport, specifically women's track. Okay. Speaking of women's track, I'm actually going to be doing a video soon of a certain female track athlete, black female track athlete, and the controversy that surrounds her, even though she just had a huge victory win, okay, at a major track event recently. Again, I may talk about that tonight, but again, guys, just comment down below your thoughts on Angel Reese deciding to interview Chrisean Rock. Again, I told her about not even 2 weeks ago. I said, please don't do it. People were flaming me up. Look at my videos, guys. It's just about a week and some change ago. I said, like, what? Please, Angel, do not invite the baby mamas, and Chrisean Rock on your podcast. She said, you know what? It's my podcast. I'm going to do what I want. Y'all can watch it or just don't. And I agree with her. But again, if you want to laugh, again, sip you a little bit of wine, and read the comments underneath Angel Reese's podcast, Unapologetically Angel, when she interviews Chrisean Rock. You gonna fall out.